Not very long ago, there was a student of the Buddha, and his name was Rick Fields. And he had read all the sutras, and he had gone to all the classes, and he had listened to all the teachers. He absorbed the teachings of the Buddha as they exist for people here and now. And he was struck with an inspiration, and he decided to write his own sutra. It was called the Very Short Sutra of the Buddha and the Goddess. And I will tell it to you, the best of my ability. And it goes a little something like this. Once upon a time, in a time before time, the Buddha was walking through a grove. And in this telling of the story, we'll make it a pine grove. Lowland pines everywhere. Their needles mulching the ground, creating a soft carpet on which to walk. And of course the Buddha was barefoot. And everywhere he went, right before his foot hit the ground, vegetation sprung up. Flowering clover. Create a soft, comfortable, silky place for the Buddha to place his foot. And he was just ecstatic of the very mundane sensory experience of being alive. When all of a sudden, came upon something unexpected. Out of nowhere, is probably the best way to say it. Out of nowhere, the goddess appeared, and she was simultaneously red and shimmering like a rainbow or a dewdrop on a spider web, with all of the colors. In some ways, she's the Saruman of our story. Sausage the cat has decided to enter the chat. Meow, meow, meow. Thank you for your contributions, good sir. I will be sure to put you on as a co-author. So the Buddha sat back and reflected upon this, as was his nature. He said, "Goddess, why have you appeared to me thus?" I was quite happily going nowhere, and now I don't know where I'm going. You see, it was my understanding that I had penetrated reality. Says the goddess. I am reality. Not penetrated me. There is a higher level of cognition above linguistic thought. And thoughts come out of it. And when they do, they're very clear. And so the Buddha and the goddess ascended above the place of language. They made meaningful eye contact. And not a word was spoken. Church bells had been broken. goddess dissolved and arose as the Buddha. And they exchanged identities and found that it was the same. And they exchanged clothing and found that it was the same. And they exchanged roles and found that it was the same. And they exchanged essences and found that it was the same. And the Buddha is emptiness, and the goddess is bliss. And not only that, but this. The Buddhist. Yes, exactly. The Buddha is the goddess. The Buddhist. And the goddess is the Buddha. And not only that, but this. Emptiness is bliss. And bliss is emptiness. And eons went by as they did this dance. An infinite amount of time where they did not exist. And out of that silence and darkness they arose with a single word that they sang in unison, the mantra of the Buddha and the goddess. This mantra, or if you hear this mantra, or if you even hear a single word of this mantra, it will bring you